Well, it finally happened. The first Grand Theft Auto 6 trailer is here and it has a 2025 release window. There's a lot to unpack, so let's break it down. But first, a big caveat. I will not be talking about leaks in this video. Everything is based on this trailer alone, and anything beyond that are my personal predictions. Okay, let's do this. The trailer opens up to a beautiful sunset and a highway in what appears to be way outside of Vice City to Tom Petty's Love is a Long Road. First thing to notice is how packed the highway is. There's a good number of vehicles on the road, and there's a lot of car variety on display here. A truck towing a boat, a semi-truck, a bus, a much smaller bus, a van, a motorcycle, and a handful of average-looking cars. The truck towing the boat is what stands out. In GTA 5, you could tow vehicles with a tow truck, but this could imply that you can hitch up boats and trailers to any car with a tow hitch. After a shot of barbed wire fence, we get a look at one of our protagonists named Lucia. The rumors were true. GTA 6 will feature the series' first female protagonist. Based on the orange uniform, the bunk beds, her ankle monitor in the key art, and the blurred view from the window, we can tell that Lucia is in prison. We can also see that Rockstar attention to detail very early on with this shot of a counselor as she talks to the protagonist. If you look closely behind her, you can see photos of her family. Nothing too exciting, but nice to see either way. Then we cut to a scene that shows clear blue water, a yacht, and some dolphins. Throughout this trailer, we see plenty of wildlife, so it's safe to assume that GTA 6 will have an expansive ecosystem of animal life, like Red Dead Redemption 2. As for the yacht, if you zoom in, it looks like it has an interior, meaning you might be able to walk around in it. GTA Online has fully functional yachts, so this shouldn't come as a surprise. The camera pans up and we get a comprehensive shot of Vice City. Things have changed a lot since 2002, or rather the 80s. Vice City is much bigger, the skyscrapers are much taller, and there's a lot of activity. A plane with a banner, a helicopter, a jet, a populated beach, and some cars can be seen here and there. We then get a closer look at a building, showing off some nice lighting tech before heading to the swamps. An airboat zips by with someone armed with what I can only assume is a rifle. Gotta keep those gators away, I suppose. Speaking of gators, the next shot shows the full splendor of GTA 6's environments. Flamingos are in the foreground, but we can also see alligators and a deer, I think, in the distance. If this is representative gameplay, which based on Rockstar's previous trailers, I think it's safe to say that it is, then this looks like it could be GTA's densest ecosystem ever. Speaking of density, the crowds here are impressive. There are over 100 NPCs packed into this beach. This is a massive upgrade compared to GTA 5. A couple things I need to point out here. First, look at that dog run. The animations look spot on. Also notice the man running as he very naturally checks his watch while kicking up sand. Now let's look to the left side of the frame. We can see a man spraying sunscreen on a woman. The texture on her skin is slicker due to the sunscreen. You can even see the mist from the sunscreen bottle if you look closely enough. Once again, that Rockstar attention to detail is on full display. We then cut to a shot of a woman standing up in a convertible and a man in a sports car hollering at her. I can't say for certain, but this looks like Lucia and possibly the other playable protagonist. This is clearly scripted, but there are a few shots of characters hanging out of vehicles, so I wonder if there are alternate stances or positions you can take in a car. It's daylight again and we're following an SUV. There's a few things I want to point out here. The blue and pink car and potentially the motorbike have all been customized. Car customization was big in GTA 5, so I think it will return. The other thing to notice, which is a bit tough to see, but you can kind of see the SUV suspension bounce as it drives. The same is true for the pink car as it goes up a curb. This could point to a vehicle physics overhaul. Either way, the lighting and animations in the scene are very impressive. Of course, strip clubs are back and there's a lot to take in here, but we won't go over all of it. A few things to note, the money and booty physics are hard to miss. The money flutters realistically and the sparklers light up the scene. It's also packed in here, once again another example of the improved crowd tech. Then we get a shot of two guys shaking hands. You can see his hair move slightly and you can see the absurd detail on his shirt and chains. The next shot really shows off the draw distance. It's worth noting that while this is likely in-game footage, it may not look exactly like this on release. But if it is, you can see headlights all the way down the street and on the bridge. There's also some activity on balconies to the left and a tennis court. I wonder if the tennis minigame will make a return. Now we get a proper introduction to Vice City's nightlife. There are a lot of sports cars on the street, some that might look familiar to those who play GTA 5. In the background you can also see the familiar neon sign of the Ocean View Hotel, a safe house from GTA Vice City. And if you look closely at the license plate on the white car, it says Leonida. This is the fictional state Vice City resides in. While we're currently seeing shots of Vice City itself, I think it's safe to say that GTA 6 will take place in the entirety of Leonida. We then get a brief shot of a nightclub packed with people once again. Music has always played a huge role in the GTA game, so incorporating more music in shows makes a lot of sense. Hopefully the player will be able to visit these clubs and shows regularly. They could make for a great activity similar to comedy clubs in GTA 4. I also like the lady with the fan here. Planes, boats, zeppelins, yachts, freighters, and jet skis can all be seen here, almost all of which were pilotable in GTA 5, so the same is most likely true for 6. The only vehicle type I haven't spotted in this trailer are submersibles. I wonder if underwater exploration will return. This shot also shows us some of the diverse areas outside of Vice City before cutting to a penthouse party as a woman spins around showing off some impressive hair physics. Next we get snippets of GTA 6's in-game social media apps in the style of TikToks and Instagram Reels. First we have the Dad Bod Squad, which shows a dad partying on a boat, and the official Poach account, which reminds folks to check their pool for gators before throwing a pool party. Notice the water splashing out of the pool as the gator gets yanked out. Next we have a woman on top of a car twerking, in case you needed a better look at the booty physics. Below you can also see a hashtag that says "Have a Vice Day." If you feel like you've seen these clips before, that's because you may have. Almost all of them are based on real videos that did the rounds on social media. Then we see an aerial shot of cars doing donuts surrounded by a crowd. This kind of brought back memories of the Lowrider Challenge in GTA San Andreas. And now we can see GTA's version of TikTok Live as two girls dance while chat is blowing up. CCTV footage shows an alligator walking into a convenience store. This might be one of my favorite shots in the trailer because there's so much detail here. The food behind the glass on the cashier's counter, the lottery stand, the toilet paper stacked on the floor, and outside you can see a crowd gathering around the entrance. Given Leonida is based in Florida, I wouldn't be surprised if alligators can dynamically show up during robberies and minigames just to keep you on your toes. Keeping with the theme of CCTV, we then see body cam footage of a police raid. While this looks scripted, it begs the question, will GTA 6 launch with first-person mode? GTA 5 added it later, but Red Dead Redemption 2 launched with it. It's impossible to say at this point, but if you look in the corner you can see a plate of a dog that kinda looks like Chop from GTA 5. We're back on social media as a very large man is being chased by a police officer. The username is Planet Leonida Man, poking fun at the Florida Man jokes. The next shot is a guy grabbing his crotch in traffic, but I want to direct your attention to the background. We see a layered freeway system and some incredibly detailed road signs. Then, to close out this section of social media posts, we see a man hanging out his car door with the caption "RIP Rudy." Could this be Rudy? Who knows? Either way, it seems that social media will play a massive role in GTA 6. And now we're deep in the mud. In the bottom right corner, you can see a watermark that says Thrillbilly Mud Club. Both GTA 4 and GTA 5 had TV shows you could watch, and I'd bet that Thrillbilly Mud Club is an in-world reality TV or hillbilly sports show. Either way, you know I'm going to tune in. At the very end of this clip, you can also see a truck, potentially a variation on the Liberator from GTA San Andreas, displacing mud and water as it bounces along. Hopefully this means we could see better off-roading physics in GTA 6. Finally, we hear Lucia's voice once again, and we get a shot of a male character as the two flee from a robbery. The familiar Weasel News banner shows up while showing a traffic accident. It's hard to say if this is from a cutscene or if it's part of an in-game news programming that you can watch on TV. Given the text though, I don't think it's critical to the story, so I'd assume it's something that dynamically airs on television. And now the Leonida Joker makes his appearance. This is a direct reference to the Florida Joker that made headlines a while back. Weasel News returns as a police officer tries to arrest a dirt bike gang. Then we get another social media shot from High Roller's lifestyle. This might be a callback to the High Rollers Casino from the state of San Andreas. Finally, we get a shot of Lucia and the male protagonist together as they are presumably robbing a liquor store. They both have their bandanas up, which makes me wonder if that has something to do with notoriety, like in Red Dead Redemption 2. Maybe committing crimes with a bandana makes you harder to track by the police. The trailer ends with a shot of Lucia on top of the male protagonist. This could mean that they are romantically connected, which would fit nicely into the Bonnie and Clyde inspired narrative. Then the two kick open a door to Uncle Jack's Liquor. Well, 2025 can't come soon enough, but it's nice to finally get a look at GTA 6. According to Rockstar's official press release, Grand Theft Auto 6 is the biggest, most immersive evolution of the Grand Theft Auto series yet, and it's coming to Xbox Series X and S and PlayStation 5. No mention of PC, which shouldn't be too surprising given Rockstar's history. Let me know what I missed and what you'd like to see in the comments below. As always, thank you for watching.